really gain from a barre class is flexibility. Flexibility that not only helps you do things like the splits, but also helps you gain range of motion in everyday aspects of your life. So today we're going to do just the stretching sections from my normal barre classes. We'll do them in sequence. This is a great thing to add into your day after an exercise when your muscles are warm, or just when you're feeling particularly tight, just to be able to lengthen those muscles, again, to help gain flexibility and to really help keep those muscles long and limber to decrease the risk of injury. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come down to the mat. Reach your arms long into a child's pose. Take that right arm, stretch it underneath your body, stretch that shoulder. And switch other side. Put that left arm underneath. Nice stretch across the front of that shoulder. And reach both arms long again. Sit on up, you're on your feet. Take that right arm behind your head. Gently pull on that right elbow. Sit up nice and tall. And other side. Gentle pull. Lengthening in those arms. And release. Come to sitting on your mat. We're going to start by taking that right foot forward. Fold that left foot in. Right foot's going to be flexed with those toes pointing to the sky. Reach on up, nice tall spine, and reach forward to your foot. The key here is to keep that back as long as possible. So we're not caving over here. We're going to keep that back long to keep that stretch in our hamstring. And come up nice and tall, point that toe, rotate that hip open, reach up nice and tall on that spine, and again, reach for that toe, keeping the back very long. You come as far as your flexibility allows, and reach it up. Switch your feet, left foot forward, flexed, toes to the sky, and reach up, tall body, reach forward to that foot. Nice long spine. And up, point that toe, rotate the hip open, nice tall spine again, and reach forward. Even if you're coming just to here or even to here, as long as that back is flat and you're feeling that stretch, you're doing it right. Nice tall. Okay, take both feet in, feet together, hold your ankles, take your elbows, push your hips open, relax into this butterfly stretch. Just open those hips. Breathe, and again, keep that spine as long as possible so we're not curving over. My shoulders are dropped, my spine is long, and I'm letting that sit forward just a little bit so I can put those elbows down on the knees. And sit up tall. Take those feet into a straddle. Now you can be as narrow as you need to be, or a little bit wider. You can go into a complete straddle split if you want to. It doesn't matter. You go where your legs allow you to. We're going to sit up nice and tall and reach up, and we're going to reach forward, 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 forward as far as you can go with that flat back, and then go ahead and put those hands down on the floor. Feel that stretch in your inner thighs. Maybe it's a little bit painful, just a little bit, but breathe into it. Breathe. Walk your hands back, reach up. We're gonna reach over to the right side Up and over, we're gonna stretch long over to the left. Really reach those fingertips away so that we get this nice stretch up the side of our body. And come up, sit up nice and tall, reach the other side, and up and over again. Nice long side of our body. And up. We're gonna reach up nice and tall, long spine. Reach forward again. Forward as much as you can, and then put your hands down. Feel this stretch. Breathe into it. Take your fingertips, walk them a couple inches away, and then walk them back, 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 back. Pull up underneath your knees and pull those legs in. Excellent. We're gonna come up to standing now. If you have a chair or something else that you can use for balance, go ahead and grab that. Holding on here, we're gonna take that right foot in our hand. A nice quad stretch, and the rest of my body is going to be nice and tall. So head, shoulders lifted, chest is lifted, everything else is nice and long. Feel that stretch all the way up the front of that leg. Now take that right leg and step it back behind you. Bend in that front leg. We're going to stretch that calf muscle. Think nice and long all the way from the heel through the calf up the hamstring. Step that foot in. Other side, take that left foot in your hand. Nice tall body. Lengthening these muscles. You're going to be 2 inches taller at the end of this. Step that left foot back. Nice and long leg. All the way up from your heel through your calf. And come up. Step both feet back away from your chair. Reach those fingertips forward and go ahead and drop that head between your elbows. So I'm stretching, I'm reaching here all the way down my back, and my hamstrings are getting a little bit of a stretch. And now release those fingertips and put them down toward the mat. If you can touch the mat, that's fine. Otherwise, go ahead and hold on above your knees. You can also hold down here in your shins, or you touch your toes, or hands on the mat. Relax down into those that hamstring stretch. Slight bend in your knees. And go ahead and push back a little bit more of a stretch. One more time, bend in your knees. Push back a little bit more of a stretch. And roll it up. Good. All right, take your feet a little bit wider. We're gonna keep them parallel. Nice tall body, reach up with your hands. And then you're gonna reach forward, hinging at the hips. Reach till you're at a flat back. And then go ahead and drop that down toward the mat. Relaxing so that your head can get further toward the ground, and letting these hamstrings just relax into the stretch. Take that left foot behind, coming to a runner's lunge. A nice stretch all the way through that left leg into the inner thigh. Lift that back. Keep Keep your balance. Now tuck that pelvis under so we can really feel this stretch into that hip flexor. And then pull that back leg in, straighten both knees. We're in a kind of a triangle position. It's a pyramid stretch. Both legs stay straight, flat back, and reaching toward the floor. Keep your hands down toward the floor. Step that left foot back to the side. Take that right foot back behind you, coming back to that runner's lunge. Really elongate that right leg behind you, again stretching all the way up through that inner thigh. And lift your back, keep that balance, really tuck that pelvis under, feel that stretch in the right hip flexor. And then you're gonna step that right foot in, coming to that pyramid stretch. Both legs are straight, flat back, reach for the floor. Nice long legs. All right, you can keep your hands down there. Step that right foot back to the side again, nice wide stance. And just release that body and let gravity pull it closer to the floor. Take those hands, walk them over to the right side. Hold on to your ankle and just let that have a nice hamstring stretch. And walk those hands over to the left side. Same thing, hold your ankle, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. One more time back to the center. Release your body. Fold your hands above your head and just let that rock gently side to side. Slight bend in your knees and just let that roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll those shoulders back. Well done. We're gonna shift this chair off of our mat just so it's out of our way. We're gonna do our last series on the floor that allows us to get into a nice split stretch. So come down onto your back, pull your knees into your chest, and just enjoy this position curled up in a ball. Don't forget to breathe. All right, so we're gonna hold on to that right knee, and our left leg is going to reach away from our body so it's nice and long. And keeping this right knee pulled into our chest. Gently straighten that right leg, and you can hold behind your thigh. You can hold up here behind your calf, or at your ankle, or at your foot, wherever it's most comfortable for you. But really, you just want to feel this nice long stretch right here. And while we're doing this last bit of our stretching, just think, long muscles, long legs, everything's going to stay nice and long and lifted. Now hold this leg with your left hand. You can hold at the ankle or at the knee, but we're going to drop it across the body, keeping our shoulders on our mat, and turn your head away from your leg. Feel that stretch all the way up the outside of that leg. If that's uncomfortable, you can bend, so you're still getting the twist in the spine, but it's not quite so intense. Pull it back up to the center. You're gonna switch hands, hold it with your right hand. Go ahead and open up that chest. We're gonna take that leg out to the side, opening up all the way through this hip flexor and into this inner thigh right here. Just let that drop open. Again, think long muscles. One more time, back to the center. Gentle pull to elongate that hamstring one more time. And let's switch legs. Pull that left leg in. That right leg's reaching away. It's gonna stay long the whole time. Holding this left knee into our body. And then let's lengthen that out and stretch the hamstring. So again, you can hold behind your thigh, wherever it's most comfortable for you, where it challenges you, but you're not gonna pull any muscles by overstretching. Just lengthening through that leg. Good, now hold your ankle or your knee with your right hand, and again, keep those shoulders on the mat. We're gonna drop that leg across the body, turn your head, look away from your leg. Feel that stretch down your spine into the outside of that leg. And back to the center. Switch hands, grab it with your left hand. We're gonna drop that open. Everything is nice and stretched. My shoulders are open and letting that hip drop open. And back to the center. One more time, gentle pull with that hamstring. And pull both knees into the chest. Rock it up to sitting position. Here we go, well done. Let's take this up. We're gonna start by keeping our body nice and long. So again, tall, everything's lifted, shoulders are rolled back. We're gonna reach up to the sky, nice long body, and then forward fold. You can come down all the way to the floor, or here again, but half lift. Now walk those hands out till you're in a down dog position. Nice long arms, long body. You can bend your knees if that's more comfortable. We just want to elongate all the way down the back of the legs and through the shoulders. All right, take that right foot. We're gonna float it up into the air and then pull that knee into your chest, and you're gonna come down to a pigeon stretch. This may not be very comfortable for you if you haven't done it for a while, or if you've never done it even. So if you need to, just rock out of it a little bit, wherever you can feel the stretch, but it's not uncomfortable. If you want to, you also have the option to go ahead and lay this forward and just rest your chest on your knee and rest your head in your hands. Let that body just melt into the ground. Place your hands back down on your mat. Tuck that left toe, and we're gonna float that right leg back up behind us. Go ahead and pull that knee forward again, but this time you're gonna go ahead and step on that right foot. We're gonna come to a long runner's lunge again. Really elongating through that left leg that's behind. Now drop that left knee onto the mat. Reach and lengthen that right leg forward and lengthen through the back, up through the fingertips. Reach forward towards your toe. Again, you're gonna stay flat back as long as you can. If this is as far as you can go, then that is exactly where you need to stay. If you can come flat back all the way down here, you just want to lengthen through that hamstring. You are welcome to stay in this position. You also have the option to go ahead and slide this foot forward a little bit at a time and lengthen through your legs and let yourself kind of just collapse into whatever split you can do right now. Hold your hands up if you need to. Shake, shake, shake it out, but relax it down. You're gonna gently rock over onto your right hip and gently take that front leg. It's gonna come back behind as we mostly gracefully hop back up into a down dog. All right, let's do the other side. So float that left leg up behind you, pull that knee in, and set it down. We're gonna come to a pigeon. So again, everything's nice and lifted. I'm feeling that stretch in the outside of that left leg. And when you're ready, go ahead and just drop that chest onto your knee and rest your head in your hands. Take deep breaths. Just melt this into the ground. And hands on the mat. Tuck that right toe. We're gonna float that left leg back up behind us again. Pull that knee into the chest and step on your foot this time. Coming into a nice long runner's lunge. So here we're lengthening that left leg. Really preparing for the left split. Okay, put that right knee down onto the mat. We're gonna reach that left foot out in front of us and we're gonna lengthen through the spine up through the fingertips and reach forward as far as your flat back allows. Nice and long. If you want to, you stay here and you can continue to stretch that hamstring. Otherwise, go ahead and slowly let that front foot slide forward. Let that back foot reach out, and slowly you're gonna increase your flexibility until you can go into a split. Gently ease into it because you don't want to pull anything. Gently. And when you're done, go ahead and rock it over onto that left hip. You're gonna gently, gracefully pull those legs into a sitting position. And we're gonna sit up nice and tall, long spine. Give me a good inhale. Reach it up, long arms. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Well done today. I hope you feel just as long and flexible as I do.